Turn to your sister next to you and say, you are powerful. Turn to your other sister next to you and say, you are brilliant. Turn to the sister behind you and say, you bad, girl. That's a message from Lisa. I am channeling Lisa right now. She has her mic, she's whispering into the mic, and I'm just letting you know that's how you're going to empower each other. Now, if there's any brothers in the room or men, say thank you for coming today and supporting us. And then also, you should be here supporting us. Right? We should be here supporting you. But today is all about you and empowering you for business and to make you some money. She said, yeah, baby. Because economics, dollars, investments, that's what we need in our community, and you all need that as well. All right, we're going to call up our keynote speaker, Attorney LeTonya F. Moore, aka, yes, let's give her a round of applause. The global brand protector. She works with growing-minded entrepreneurs seeking legal strategies and securing their brands. She has coached countless CEOs, nonprofit executives, I need to be added to that list, entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, speakers, trainers, and experts in helping them build strong strategic networks to expand internationally. Coming from a family of serial entrepreneurs, LeTonya is passionate about helping build legacies. Everybody say legacies.
Legacies.
Let's say that again, legacies.
Legacies.
She is the visionary of the Global Growth Network, a society of experts who provide a guided pathway to global success, both in the U.S. and abroad. Subscribe to her free brand protection tips at www.LeTonyaMoore.com. I know somebody has a pen in their hand and they're writing it down. I know somebody's putting it on social media because that's what we do. We're going to help leverage the business partnership. So pull out your phones if you're on Facebook. Look her up, friend her, like her, put a comment in there, tag that you're in San Jose. I see how I'm tagging everybody in this situation. I'm going to say it again. Free tips. You like free tips in Silicon Valley. www.LeTonyaMoore.com. It's her name and her last name, okay? You got it? It's simple. But we are going to welcome her to the stage because she came all the way out here to inspire you and empower you, and she's going to give away some trips. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about the trips. I'll be sitting at the door when you get the trips, so we can talk about going together, and I'm going to bring my pies, and TT going to help us get about 6, 4, 5. Okay, let's put our hands together with Ms. LeTonya F. Moore!
Wow, I'm so excited to be here. And I'm actually so full with everybody that has gone before. And so Lisa, I want to thank you for bringing me here. Just quickly, Lisa and I were cyber girlfriends for about 2 years until we finally met face to face when she came out to Huntsville, Alabama for an annual event that I do. And while there, she said, you know, I'm going to bring you to San Jose. Thank you. Yes. I said, okay, so what are we doing? She said, I want to do something that's game changing. So me, I'm like, well, tell me more. So that's when she started talking about, she had already told me about corporate dropout, but she said, you know, I want to change the narrative. I want to change what people are saying about us as women of color. So we all know, I don't have to go through that long laundry list of what everyone says, but when she said it just started stirring, right? And I said, you know what? Count me in. So whenever you're ready, I'll make myself available. And she called me up and said, remember you said, whenever I'm ready. Y'all know Lisa, right? So she was like, you said whenever I'm ready. And so I said, okay, I'll be there. So thank you again, Lisa, for bringing me here. You know, when I think about that, women of color change the narrative. It's a declaration, right? It's more than just something great that we can say. We are really becoming one with that. because the only person that can change our narrative is us, right? And so we have to accept it because it's a monumental task, right? Because the narrative didn't happen overnight, right? And so it's very interesting because this is really a spark that's igniting a fire that I think is in everybody's belly in this room, whether you're African American, Latino, Asian, whatever. I think that we can all think about the different narratives. I remember seeing some things on social media and talk about Black women are like this, Asian women are like this, Latino women are like this, and they were all objectified, right? You know, they were things that you're like, well, I'm not like that, and I'm Black, you know, at least that's what I said. I don't know about other people. And it was very interesting because I thought about this and I said, you know, when I think about narrative, what is that? And it's really, the dictionary says that it's a narrative is a representation of a particular situation or process in such a way as to reflect or conform to an overreaching set of norms or values, right? So it's really like, what's that thing that dictates our reputation in the marketplace? And as women, our narrative has been written based on the social code and standards of men, right? We're wives, we're mothers, we're parents. But we have the opportunity to say, no, you know, we are CEOs, and rightfully so. We have an opportunity to say, you know what, maybe I don't want any children, and that should be okay, right? I don't want a husband, and that's okay, right? But we have to take control, and we have to be the one who says, I don't want it, and I'm okay with that. Anybody else okay with that? Okay. You know, we have spent our lives competing with the standards that have been set really for us. You know, we're expected to do it all, right? You see now, I don't know how many of you look at anything on the internet, right? But one of the things that you're seeing is self-care for women, right? Female burnout, right? Everybody and their mama, right, has a self-care kit, right, that you just kind of pop in and it's going to make everything better. But what they don't talk about is, why do we feel the need that we have to do all this stuff, right? Why? And it's because someone else has created a narrative for us. They've said, as a woman, these are the things that you need to do, right? You need to go to work and work 12 hours a day. You need to come home and cook, right, and feed the kids and read a story, bathe the kids. You know, you got to do all this stuff, and you got to get back on the clock because your boss wants you to have that thing done before you get to work the next day. And so we have decided, and we have accepted, I'll say we because that includes me. When I was in corporate America, that was my life, right? I had my son at the daycare early, right? So I could drop him off, be at work at 7:30 till 5 o'clock. So he was in daycare all day, right? So by the time I got home, I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't want to do all those things. And so at some point I said to myself, this is just not for me, right? This is just not going to work. But I didn't leave, right? I didn't leave because my livelihood depended on me being right there at 7 o'clock because this is a routine that I created, and I had built my lifestyle around this particular routine. Now I was dependent on it. And so I knew then that I had to change my own story. And so, like they said in the bio, I'm a 4th generation entrepreneur. You can give my family a hand, right? I'm a 4th generation entrepreneur. My great-grandfather was actually a sharecropper. My grandfather he was like a tailor, right? My father, who is still with us today, has owned several very successful businesses. He ain't slowing down. He already told us. He said, you may just have to, come get me, right? And he's still doing it. But one of the things that I realized is that although I'm a 4th generation entrepreneur, nobody handed me a business. How deep is that, right? Nobody said, hey, here you go. Get your start. And so the commitment that I made to myself and my son, and hopefully grandchildren when I'm much older, was that I'm going to change that. I'm going to have something, right, that I can hand them and say, it's up to you what you want to do. But in the meantime, I've built my brand around helping other people do that very thing, right? Because I learned a lot. My corporate America, I worked for the government. I was a federal defense attorney for about 12 years. I learned everything under the sun. Trust me, the things that you're seeing on TV, yeah, it's probably true, right? Can't say. But I say all that to say that I made a choice that I was going to help others who are interested in positioning themselves and building a legacy for their children, their grandchildren. My vision, which I won't see this, is that my grandchildren's grandchildren, they're looking at a picture of me and they're saying, this is why I'm where I am because of great-great-grandmother LeTonya, right? Now, I'm not gonna know these kids, but that's my vision, that's my goal. And so for those of you that are looking to change that narrative for yourself, we have to take control of our lives. We have to take control of our stories, because if we don't, someone is going to continue to tell it, and they're going to continue to tell it their way. How many people want to change the narrative today? All right. And I like the fact that I saw so many hands, because I was glad that he asked about who were entrepreneurs in the room, and the majority of the people that are here are entrepreneurs. But here's the thing that I think we have to really, really come to terms with. We have to make some sacrifices, and that's hard, right? Because we like, what conveniences will do for us. But I'll be honest, we can no longer afford to just get by and expect that it's gonna just work out, right? It's great to have a vision, but if you put no action to it, it's just a dream. Right. And dreams are okay, right? Because they have that temporary feel good. But if you want to change the narrative, you gotta put some feet to that dream, right? You gotta put something behind it. And that's what I want you guys to think about today. What is it that you can put behind it to really make it be a reality? Listen, there's nothing wrong. I was hustling as a side from my job for about 4 or 5 years before I left, right? So it's okay. I have clients right now that I say, look, if you need to go get you a little job to make ends meet, do what you gotta do. Don't be embarrassed. You're a woman. That's what we do, right? It's okay, see, she knows. Because see, we do what we have to do. But what we have to also do is not let shame make us not do what we know that's burning in our bellies to do, right? And that's to take control of our lives, and take control of the lives of our children, and take control of the narrative like we're doing here. This is a seed, this is a spark, and I'm so excited just to be here and just to be a part of it. It is just absolutely amazing. We really can't say that we're an entrepreneur, but we haven't fully embraced the meaning of that word, right? Because a true entrepreneur, the business is running itself while you're doing what you really want to do, right? It's okay, you don't have to clap, because I know y'all feel this, right? I know you understand, right? The business is making money while you sleep, while you eat, while you hang out with Lisa in France and all these other places that her and her crew goes throughout the year, right? That's what a true entrepreneur is. When you're setting up a legacy-focused business, it's so that you ain't gotta be there. Because if you're there, you've merely replaced your 9 to 5, and that's okay too. But what I'm saying is, I want you to get to the place where you understand that in order to change your current situation, you have to change your mindset. Right? One of the things that I said before I left, I said, I have to create multiple streams of income that I don't have to work. I set a goal for myself, 7 streams. Sounds like a lot, right? But let me tell you why it's not a lot. You got your job. Some of you, I see, you probably braid hair, right? You may have a little MLM, travel business on the side. I'm telling you, you write down all the things that you do. Somebody selling pies, where the pie lady at, right? Okay? So somebody cooking, okay? The point that I'm trying to make is that everything that you need is inside of you. If you need 5 streams, meet me in the back. Let's lay it out. 5 streams of income with whatever you're doing right now. And it's interesting because we don't think in those terms. We just think about like what's in front of us and what we have to do. Because let me tell you something, one of those streams pay the bills, one of those streams do for whatever it is your kids want to do. You got a stream that's paying for this travel that you want to do, or whatever it is that you want to do, right? You got a stream that's paying for your investments. Because when you leave and you no longer have that 401k, you need to roll it over into something that's similar. Okay, for those of you that don't, you need to make sure you got some insurance, right? I don't want no more go. Yeah, listen, you see State Farm in the back. Get you some insurance. This is very, very important. We're talking about changing the narrative. I'm telling you guys exactly what you need to do to change the game. She will tell you that as a business owner, and I want you to vouch for this, the best insurance you can get is Key Man Insurance. How many of you know what Key Man Insurance is by raising insurance? Okay, if you did not raise your hand, do not leave here as an entrepreneur and do not come and see State Farm. So I'm going to tell you real quick what Key Man Insurance is. It is a life insurance policy that says if you die, your business gets that money. It is so your business can continue, because guess what? Somebody got to handle it. Someone has to handle it if you pass away. Okay? Well, no, I'm sorry. When? When? I don't want to say if. I don't want to give anybody, nobody's immortal, right? You got to have that in place. Okay? It's very important. Why am I saying this? Because people of color have a tendency to not have insurance. But then your children have thousands of dollars worth of programs, right? And you can take 10% of that and pay their whole life insurance policy for the entire year. This is the narrative that we need to change. It's okay. See, what this is like church, right? This is like church where the pastor is really telling you things that you're convicted about. You don't want to say amen because you don't want nobody to know it's you, right? But that's okay. That's okay, because I've been there. I'm telling you guys these things from experience, right? When I had my son attended my high school graduation. I knew nothing about being a parent, right? But I had to do what I had to do. So then I had to ask myself, that's the first narrative that I had to change. I had to say, well, what are you going to do? Because now, hey, you can't just be running around. You got to get your life together, right? Then I had to say, but I'm not going to be ashamed, because this was a decision I made. And I'm grateful that I have a positive young man who is a benefit to society. He works in banking, he's doing well for himself. Y'all heard me say I'm not a grandparent, so he did better than me, right? Because that was a narrative change. I was very honest with him about, listen, this is life. This is what you gotta do. So unless you want to come up like you did, because I'm not helping you. Now, I hope he ain't watching. That was a lie. But it worked. Because he's 26, right? And he ain't got no kids. So, what I'm saying is, we have to be committed to being very honest about the things that we want to do differently. But we also have to have a commitment to doing those things differently. We can no longer measure success by our own accomplishments, only to look back over our own narratives and see that we have not placed a building block for another woman that looks like us to take a step up. That's hard, right? That's another narrative that's bad, right? Because I'll be honest, I refer to my corporate experience as the plantation. And nobody I know wants to be on the plantation because we know who worked there, right? But let me tell you, the biggest overseer was a woman who looked like me. And it was hell working for her. Can I be honest? Oh, he videotaping. That's okay, Mayor. Mayor videotaping for her, right? But it was hell working for her. I may have her footprints on my back. But you know what? But it's battle scars because I won, right? Because what happened, let me tell you something, for me, I think about how God brought me through that. Now, I'm not telling everybody else to subscribe. I'm just telling you how LeTonya changed the narrative, right? Because I said, okay, because let me tell y'all just real quick. And some of y'all ain't gonna admit it because we in church. I get it, right? Y'all not gonna admit it. But I remember the day that I had my last straw with this woman. When I say last straw, I'm talking about, I told my assistant, come help me pack up my office. She was like, where are you going? I said, it's gonna be a problem today. And I meant that from every fiber of my being. I didn't care about the fact that I had a child that I was raising by myself. I didn't care about the fact that I was thousands of miles from my family. I had no family in the area. Like, this person had took me up and through there. Y'all know, y'all like that, right? That southern drawl up and through there. But what happened, it had taken me to this place that I'm like, now I need to go see her. And y'all know, I'm gonna let y'all read between. It was a long time ago. But in the midst of all of this, my assistant is saying, do not leave. Just calm down. What's the worst thing that somebody can say to you when you already there? Calm down. Okay, I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I just need you to come help me. Like, it was take off your heels, pull off your earrings. I'm like, bring me my clothes, I wear to the gym. Like, I was really serious. And now it's funny, right, to me, and I laugh about it, but that day could have changed my life. So in the midst of all of this, my best friend called. And she said, you just been heavy on my mind. I said, girl, listen, I can't talk. And she said, wait a minute, what's going on? So I started telling her. She was like, you're about to do, like, are you crazy? Right? And she said, I don't want you to say anything else. And she just started praying. She started praying. I'm like, I don't need you doing that, you know? So I'm like all hysterical. But what it did, it broke that stride that I was in. And it forced me to just take that 1 minute. Just take that 1 minute and say, I'm gonna make a different decision. So let me tell you how it came back around. Of course, I didn't go, right? You know, I wouldn't be telling y'all this story. But I went home that day. And I came back the next day with a new attitude. Because when I went home that night, I said, Lord, you gotta fix this, because clearly I'm not equipped to deal with this situation. And I clearly heard him say, watch me work. I said, okay, watch you work. We'll watch you work. Fast forward. I left there, got another position with a different agency, right? Now let me tell you how stress works. At the agency where I was at, just to give you an idea, I had 350 active cases. I used to have a partner. When he left, they gave me his work. 2 of us used to do this. They said, we can't help you. She said, I'm not sending you anybody. I said, okay. Cases started going down. They had no idea, because God said, watch me work. So I watched them work. So then when I left, 2 months after I was gone from that agency, I get a call from one of my former colleagues saying, you ain't gonna never guess what's going down. I said, well, tell me. Investigations came in, because you know what happened? At her next post, one of her employees went to the top of the parking deck and jumped to her death. Wow. She stressed this woman out to the point that she committed suicide. And I remember talking to my parents saying, these people are gonna kill somebody. But I'm gonna tell you what's interesting about parents that are strong. Now my mama was like, girl, bye, like leave, get out of there. My daddy said, oh, you ain't no quitter, don't you let them run you off. You need to leave, don't let them run you off, right? Now, you know, at the time, I wasn't really feeling that. But what he forced me to do was stand in the face of adversity. Because what that did, when now that all I gotta do is depend on doing it in my own strength, right? Now I can face adversity. See, no matter what comes to me, they broke me. They bruised me. They didn't break me. So after that, there was investigation. She left in disgrace, all because of her own doing. So when I say feet on my back, I'm okay with the footprint being there, because those are battle scars, and it lets me know that I survived. A lot of you are dealing with that very situation in this room, and I'm telling you, you're gonna make it. That's why you're here today, because you want to change the narrative. You want to change. And you can. You are in control. You can change it. But when you change it now, don't be the one putting your foot on somebody else's back. That's the thing. That is the thing. You gotta be the person that says, I'm gonna help you get there. Now, I'm a realist. You can't help everybody. Pick and choose where you put your name. They don't call me the global brand protector for nothing, right? You have to pick and choose who you're gonna help. You have to pick and choose where you are going to put your name. Because that's what's important. That's when you start changing the narrative. So when I work with people, that's the first thing I ask them. I had a meeting with somebody since I've been here, and that's what we talked about. I said, well, you know, what's your story? So we talked about their story. I said, okay, so what is it that you do? You know what it came back to? I had to find myself. I had to find myself. I had to understand who I was. But you know what's really interesting? They came to their own realization and said, I had to change my own narrative. I had to change how I thought about me. I had to love me. I had to do all of these things. Everything that revolves around the big shifts and changes in our lives requires us to change a narrative that we once bought into. So I'm asking everybody today, search yourself and ask yourself, what's the narrative that I need to change so that my life will go in the direction that I want it to go? Whether that's financially, whether that's personally, it doesn't matter. It just comes down to what it is that you want in your life to have the life that you want. Before I close, you know, that's what the pastor always say, well, you know he don't get long, right? As I close. But no, seriously, really, I promise, as I close. I want everyone here to make a commitment to support this movement. This is something that, and I've been constantly telling Lisa this, and everybody keeps saying this, so I know that it's true. This is something that is sparking a difference in where our country is going, right? Because in a time of promoting opposition and division, right, we have all of you wonderful people here. Everybody's different, but you're coming together under this one common goal. But it's not just today. It's a continued commitment to do this in your daily lives, right? You have someone like Lisa that's leading the charge. And I'll be honest, I was afraid for her when she first told me this, because I said, Lisa's very sensitive, right, in a good way. She has such a good heart. Her intentions are just pure, right? So the people that I've met, like Lisa, sometimes get chewed up and spit out and walked over, right? So I was afraid for her. And I said, are you sure that you're ready for wherever this goes? She said, I have to. She said, I have to do this, LeTonya. I said, well, since you have to do it, I support you. So she called me anytime. But you know, the time difference is a struggle sometimes. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning where I am. Just very quickly, because I know she's gonna tell me that I have to talk about this. Okay. She wanted me to mention, I do an annual conference called the Global Now Conference. This is going to be the 3rd year. And the premise of that is to provide programming to entrepreneurs or people that are interested in being entrepreneurs, in building their infrastructure for their business, to position you to be able to compete outside of your local community. So depending on where you are now. So I do that. Lisa wanted me to mention that. The website for more information about that is globalnowconference.com. I will give you guys more information on that. Globalnowconference.com. If you want us to send you direct information, you know, we don't just, you know, create and farm emails. But I do have some sheets that you can fill out so that I can make sure to send you that information. The other thing that I'm working on is I am actually working personally with a few dynamic, established, and aspiring business owners or executives that are really looking to grow in their field. And if that's you, make sure that you connect with me so that I can get your information and give you more details on that. Lisa, I need you to come forward, ma'am. Come on, come on, come on. Y'all give Lisa a hand. I want to give you something, Lisa, just very quickly. I don't know. I can't promise that. You know what lawyers say, well, it depends, right? That's always the answer, it depends. So one of the things that, for those of you that whether you know Lisa or not, Lisa is one of the hardest working women that I personally know. Literally, the hardest working woman. And she give away everything, which have us, you know, doing this headbutt thing, right? She give away everything, in a good way, though. So one of the things that I want to give to you, Lisa, is a 7-night, 8-day trip. For you and a companion. You have to, it's a list of locations for you to, you better take this girl before I open it in the raffle. So look, I have to tell y'all, so she thought, I told her, I was like, yeah, I got these trips that I'm gonna give away, but she didn't realize that one was for her, because one of the things that I realized that was so valuable was for someone to tell me, you gotta take time for you. Because while you running around trying to do all this stuff for everybody else, what happens when there is no you? So, if there's no you, where's the ODOS movement? Right? Right? Right. She's supposed to say right. I can't talk. She knows. But I definitely want to thank you, Lisa, for your vision. I know sometimes that it seems like no one is supporting you. I am. They are too. Her whole team is tough, because you got to be when you have a person that is a quintessential giver, right? Somebody has to be that person that says it's too much, right? So I'm saying it's too much, again and again and again, but that is for you and a companion of your choice. All right?